Now I want to talk about, we've got an idea of what a basement is then. And what I'd love to do is talk about bedrooms. So, bedrooms. And I was watching Kathy's live stream about having a wonderful dream, or having a dream about a house where she has this beautiful huge bedroom on the 3rd floor, which definitely speaks about a higher spiritual level. It speaks about going into a higher place, and there's a king size bed. Obviously I feel there's a play on words. I mean, it's a fantastic dream, and we saw so many things in it that was just really beautiful. But having a king size bed speaks about fellowship with the king, intimacy with the king, and it's a bed that's so big that you've got more space than you need, but it speaks about rest, it speaks about intimacy. So that's often what a bedroom would speak about. I interpreted a dream once when we were part of a group where this young girl had got into witchcraft, and in her bedroom there were all these ominous creatures in her curtains, which is supposed to be the place where you're hidden from people. You can close the curtains, and from her curtains there were these eyes looking at her, and this crazy stuff was happening in her bedroom, and she'd gone into all sorts of weird occultic stuff, and I felt the dream was telling her that she needs to step away from it, or her place of rest is just going to be completely compromised. So that's the opposite, obviously, of what Kathy's dream would be, which is like this amazing bedroom and this place of intimacy, and it being higher in the spirit. And then I mean, I love the fact that she chose an intimacy. I love that wonderful story you tell, Kathy, of choosing intimacy over watching famous people, which is really, really important, I feel. And I think that's really, really important. Then could I just mention passageways?
Yeah, go ahead.
And then you can do some of the other ones that we were talking about. Attics is a good one as well.
Yeah.
But passageways. So when you're going through a passageway, what do you do when you go through a passage? You go through a passageway to go from one room to a next room, or from one place in your house to the next place in your house. So a passage will often talk about a time of transition. If you dream you're stuck in the passageway and you can't get out of it, then that's not good, because transition isn't meant to last forever. But the other thing is if you're rushing through passageways, I interpreted a dream once where somebody was rushing through passageways, and she lied to somebody about rushing through her passageways, and that rang alarm bells. Is in transition, and a time of where God takes you through transition is really important, and learning to work with him in the transition, and letting him take you aside and prune you and help you see stuff that he wants to take off you is really important. And so, and I guess that also will then come to bathrooms, bathroom for you know what a bathroom is, could you?
Bathroom is think about a bathroom. What's in a bathroom? Usually it's a bath, a shower, a little pedestal so you can brush your teeth or wash your face, and there's a toilet. So often bathrooms are to speak about cleansing, and what's happening in the bathroom would indicate what kind of a thing it is. If it's going to the toilet, it might be getting rid of something from the inside, something that you've swallowed, right? Which could be a teaching, it could be an idea. If it's a shower or a bath, it's probably talking more about the things of the world that have got on you. You think about Jesus saying to Peter when he wants to wash his feet, it's like, my word has made you clean, but I still need to wash your feet. I need to get the dust of the day off you and clean you, and that's my service to you, Jesus would say. So often we talk about showering, it's kind of like maybe you've had a bad experience and it's left you with a negative emotion, and you just you need to wash that thing off you, but it's not kind of like in you, like a wrong idea or a wrong teaching would be, where you've got to get rid of it. So that's a quick on bathrooms. Okay,
we do need to.
So let me just do outline an attic. It's kind of the top room, and the top of our body is our head, and so attics often speak about memory or thoughts or mind. So it's often to do with your thinking or memories when you're talking about going into the attic.
But it could also be stuff that's happened in the past, because you have to go into the attic. Some people store their stuff in the attic, so they're all family memories or boxes of photos, family photos, or memorabilia. So it could be talking about going into your past. Now, and so I had this really interesting dream, and it's two different things. It's two things, because I went into the attic of somebody else's house and saw spiders. Now, I had this dream, and just so you know, these aren't Christians, and it was somebody I was kind of involved with. Our children were friends, and they were doing a lot of play dates, and so we were going in and spending a bit of time with them and chatting and finding out stuff, and their house was completely immaculate. So I had this dream, and in this dream I go into this house, and it is complete chaos. There's dirty dishes in the sink, there's dirty washing, I have to help her vacuum her house, and I go up into the attic, and there are these huge spiders the size of my hand, and I'm absolutely like, what is going on here? And so it was interesting, because I felt like the Lord was showing me a window into something spiritual in this woman's life, and he was trying to give me an instruction, because he gives me an instruction later, which I only discerned actually recently what he was showing, because when I went back over the dream I was like, oh, that's what you were saying to me, Lord. So the spider spoke about some witchcraft that she'd been involved with. What they do, they spin webs, they're not good in a dream. So I think that God was showing me something about her spiritual state, and it was interesting that her spiritual state was exactly the opposite. It's almost like she was hyper vigilant about cleaning the house, so that it kind of didn't reveal what was happening to her in her spiritual state, and in her relationships which were in complete chaos. So
and somebody else's house, because we had a question about that, didn't we? Often when you dream about somebody else's house, you can well be dreaming about somebody else and the spiritual element of their lives. So if your house or a house you don't know is about your current situation or your own spiritual state, dreaming about a friend's house is often dreaming about that person's spiritual state. And it is interesting, you said that her natural house was very, very ordered, but it's like that when you get a compulsion towards a thing, then it can be a balance for the opposite in the spiritual and on the inside.
So that is very interesting, that I was dreaming about her house, but it didn't look like her present house. It actually looked different. So that was my sense of it was something about a spiritual state that she was in, rather than being her actual house or something that was present happening at the time with her. So yeah, I mean, lots of stuff there, and I think we've probably given you quite a lot.
I always feel like we're trying to cover too much in these things.
There is so much to know, though, and it's all very exciting stuff. So